Okay, why Taiwan needs Braveheart? For real now. Accents and all that stuff. Taiwan's culture, they weren't all that bent on American movies. But over the last 5 years especially, they've become so. I mean, when I first came here, all the guys were ultra skinny kids. Like ultra skinny. And now they're all bodybuilders. I've seen this transformation take place. So 1995, I mean, we're talking 2015, that the movies and the exercising culture finally wet the sponge. And that's 20 years after Braveheart. So we've got this American patriotism. You know, you attack me, I lock you in my house and burn my house. Or excuse me, you break into my house, I lock you inside and jump out the back door or jump out the back window and burn. Let me start this over. If the American spirit is, if you invade my house and I have no other option, I lock you inside, jump out the back window, and burn my house down with you in it. That's I mean, you don't mess with my stuff. You don't take my stuff. What do they say? From my cold, dead fingers, you know. That's a very American thing to do. That's in a lot of American movies. Standing your ground for what matters. Lord of the Rings had a lot of that. The Hobbit had this kind of stuff. What did Spider-Man say when he showed up on the flying donut? What Peter say to Tony? You know, well, I mean, I can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood. But doesn't, okay, but you know what I mean? And that's exactly the best thing. But you know what? You know, it's like, you know, like that sort of thinking, okay, Americans get that. Taiwanese don't. They hear it, but that really goes back to the Braveheart mentality. There's no point in sitting at home, you know, yeah, you know, fight and you may die, run and you'll live at least a while. But dying in your beds many years from now. Okay, I'm not going to quote the rest of the thing, but you know, that's, you know, you'll live, but at least a while. They don't get the concept. Would you trade all the days from this to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom? They don't get that concept because, listen here, look at me. Okay, thank you. Now I have your attention. No, I don't care. You're on your iPhone. Listen to podcasts, Zach. I want you to look at me. Thank you. Let's see, what was I going to say? I got you looking at me. Oh, I need water. Hold on a second. I need water. Hold on a second. You know. Oh, pardon my French. Okay. Where was I? Oh yes. The concept of give me liberty or give me death. I'm not just going to go home and live in slavery and oppression. I'm going to fight and have freedom, or I'm going to die giving it to someone else, or die in defiance, and take a bunch of the tyrants with me, as many as I can. That's, you know, but it's in defense. It's on my soil. You know, Wallace had some retaliation. He went into York. He went into England, but that was to kind of beat back things. He wasn't a conqueror. He wasn't out to expand. England was. And by the way, you know the Monty Python thing where they get to that castle and there's these French guys there. What are you doing in England? Mind your own business. You know, that's actually an allusion to why in the world was England trying to occupy France 1,000 years ago? What the heck? So you know, that's an old British joke. A lot of Americans might not get. Okay. The expansionist. Yeah. Well, my home is my castle. I will defend my home. I will die defending my home. Nobody takes my home. I'll make you fight for it. I'll make you pay for it with lives. I'll make you use a bunch of expensive military equipment, and I'll torch my home. I'll die and take a bunch of you with me and make sure that it wasn't worth it. I will punish you for taking it, and that will be my reward. And that is very Celtic. That's in a lot of places in England, but I really think England gets that from the Celts. We're talking Irish and Scottish. And that idea, look at me now, here I am. That idea doesn't exist in China at all. The Chinese movies that go into ancient Chinese history, see, you know, Wallace Braveheart, that's English-speaking history. Chinese history, ancient China, the moral of the story is conquest. Fight, expand, conquer, grow. And the reason all these different tribes and small nations and peoples are fighting is because they don't have a big, large emperor oppressor to beat them down and take away their evil freedom. The only solution to peace is unification by way of oppression, such a wonderful, great thing it must be. And that's the moral of the story for the Chinese counterparts of the Mel Gibsons of the world. In all these Chinese history movies, that's the bottom line. So, would you take the step and oppress and conquer the people and destroy their horrid freedom that makes them fight? And just beat up everybody, kill people who speak other languages, do this good, wonderful, noble thing. That's their movies. Yeah. That's what the moral of the story is in those. And Taiwanese have grown up in this culture. You take that culture. Now you try to go and be a boss at a company and hire someone with an Irish background like Jesse Steele and see how that method works out for you. You know, my first 2 ESL employers in Taiwan had to close their doors because of me. They fought me and I just wouldn't have it. It wasn't happening. Tried to take my passport, tried to lie about me. I didn't really hit back much. I just didn't. It's not happening. I didn't negotiate. We need someone to talk not like Trump and be really nice to people. Wouldn't do it. I mean, I was nice, but I wasn't going to be presidential and negotiate and be nice with people. I wasn't going to Romney on them. I wasn't going to do a Mitt. Okay, for those of you in Reed Rapids, I'm referring to Mitt Romney. Okay, so I don't do that. Period. Not going to happen. I'm too Irish, and I've got Scots-Irish in my blood. And I don't know where my mother's side of the family came from. They had a lot of red hair and freckles. But I'm Scots-Irish. You know, my name is Irish. I'm Celtic from 2 sides of the family. And I'm Native American, too. I'm Cherokee. I'm 1/16 Cherokee, whatever that means. I kind of want to learn Cherokee and go get in touch with my people. Not pretend to be the Native American, but I kind of want to go get in touch with my people. I'm sort of feeling that. I've got a bagpipe chanter. You know what? Since I'm getting all distracted here, let's talk about Braveheart. Here's my bagpipe chanter. Want to see me play? Let's play bagpipes. Let's see if I can pull off my twisted version of Amazing Grace.